people who aren't all that worried about COVID-19. Why not? I'm not worried about getting it or dying from it, but I worry for other people that would have a more difficult time. Overhyped by media, only deaths are old or underlying health conditions. Is that the new steak sauce at Burger King? SARS, Ebola, bird flu, swine flu. All were just as hyped as COVID-19. Because every year, the media hypes up some megavirus as if it's going to kill us all. In reality, the virus of the year goes away, and then we rinse and repeat, the following year. Are you kidding? It's an excuse to stay in my house, isolate myself, and watch anime all day. Remember bird flu and H1N1? Yeah, me neither. Yet everyone at the time spoke of them as the big pandemic, yet the disease disappeared almost as quickly as it came. Because I did my research instead of buying into the fear-mongering going around. I'm relatively healthy. And if I do die, death will be a sweet release. Media overdoes everything. Every few years there's a new disease to worry about. Why is this one any different? It's easy to prevent. I'll say what my EMT instructor said: don't do heroin and wash your damn hands. Instructor Pratt 2020. Meh, I didn't get anthrax, SARS, swine flu, bird flu, Ebola, flesh-eating bacteria, or any of the other world-ending plagues I've lived through. The main thing I'm annoyed about is I can't buy pasta, beans, or legumes that I normally buy because of the idiot sheeple who are buying into the media frenzy. At most, it's both a curiosity and an annoyance for me. Nothing more. I will probably get it. I work as a cashier in a popular store. My friends and boyfriend all work with customers. I will get it some way or another. I will also probably be one of those critical cases. I always get the worst ends of sicknesses. I have a shit immune system and just started treating an autoimmune disorder. I may even die. The odds are against me. Still. If I die, I die. I can do absolutely nothing to stop it. I have way too many things to worry about that I can actually change and have control over. Why worry about something that I have no control over? Because it isn't about me. I am not going to escalate this into some drama. It is a virus. If I do happen to get it, I will recover. The survival rate is around 96%. I have actually faced death twice, so this seems much less of a concern. Simply because I'm young and healthy. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I'm not complaining. Why be worried? It is just another flu with a higher than average contagion rate and a 2% death rate, especially with the elderly and people with underlying problems. I am a healthy 32-year-old adult with no chronic illness. The probability that this is going to kill me, added to the probability that I will catch it, is way lower than the probability that a brick will fall on my head on my way to work today or tomorrow. If I get it, and it gets serious, it will pass like everything does eventually. If I die, shit happens, I guess. Frankly, I think the damn virus has been circulating in the US since at least January. There was this really odd respiratory bug that knocked my entire office out for 2 weeks and they never figured out what it was. I think it was this virus already working its way through the US. I'm young and healthy-ish. The fatality rate is only 3.4%, and most of those fatalities were elderly people, or people with pre-existing conditions like diabetes, hypertension, and cancer. The fatality rate among my age group is only 0.2%. I am a woman and women seem to be less likely die of it than men. I also wash my hands often and am rarely around large groups of people. https://www.worldometers.info/coronavirus/coronavirus-age-sex-demographics. If it starts mutating, I'll worry then. Like many commenting here, I'm not worried about my own health. I'm young, healthy, and my company just told us to work fully remote until further notice. That said, I think calling this nothing and just the flu, and nothing to worry about is very naive and ignorant. I am very worried for my parents. My dad is much more vulnerable than I and does not work at such a forward-thinking company that he can be remote. Not to mention the loved ones of countless others who are at much higher risk than I am. Not being worried about my personal health is an extreme privilege I have. I am very worried for the general state of affairs and how it will affect social, politics, the economy, and even just my own social life. If I have to spend a month in this house with no trips outside, I will go mad, let alone what other crazy things will ensue. I can only hope that the long consequences will be positive ones. It's not the first epidemic I've seen. I was alive for the AIDS epidemic in the 80s when they had no idea what it was, and it had a death toll of nearly 100%. That was frightening. COVID-19 should be treated with respect, don't get me wrong. However, I think the media is causing more panic than anything. My concern is on par with influenza. I'm healthy and have good hygiene habits. I don't usually get sick, but with flu and COVID still around, I'm being a little extra cautious. That being said, I should be okay if I get it. I have no health issues, generous sick time at work, and plenty of food and fluids to stay fed and hydrated for a couple weeks if I need to self-quarantine. I'm right in the US heart of it. To date, nearly all the deaths in my state have happened within walking distance. I am in the demographic for the virus to be lethal. I'm taking it seriously but refuse to panic and hoard supplies. What good does it do? I've limited myself to only essential trips and am keeping clean. Anything else seems futile. My college is thinking of going online for the rest of the semester. I'm not worried about the outbreak cause it means I can stay home and get things done quicker. I'm 70 and very healthy. I'm thin and seldom get sick and never get flu. But my number could be up. If there is a huge outbreak, I'll choose to die at home and leave a hospital bed open for a younger person. I have 3 cats who will need homes. I don't think people are thinking about the number of pets who will be displaced. Animal shelters will need a bunch of help. Buy some extra pet food every time you shop and donate it. If I die, I don't have to pay back student loans. Also, it's effing with the stock market, and I'm about to have my quarterly employee stock purchase, so when the market raises again, hey, free money. My only concern is infecting the elderly and immune-compromised. Imagine battling cancer and having to worry about a new virus that could take you out. I rarely leave my own house. I hate people, so it's really easy to just stay away from them. It was made in China. It can't possibly last that long. Because the more we learn from areas where large number of people were tested who were asymptomatic, the death rate is likely below 1%. I am not going to panic over a virus I can't control that likely won't kill me. Growing up in the 2000s has pretty much desensitized me to a lot internet access to watching people beheaded and mutilated, and always some bizarre threat on the horizon that will end the world. Drugs, war, Ebola, North Korea, and every time people insist. This is the one you should be worried about. This one is bigger than the last. It's just so tiresome. I am not worried. Personally, I'm not all that worried because I'm going to die eventually no matter what. I suspect we're all going to end up exposed no matter what. I know how to cough or sneeze into my elbow, I know how to wash my hands. I am healthy enough it's unlikely I'll be needing a hospital while it's past full capacity with Wuhan flu victims. Not so personally, I do think about it because my wife is pneumonia prone. Her parents and mine are all over 80. A serious economic downturn will make everything worse, and non-coronavirus health issues will become more deadly as treatment becomes more difficult to access. Mostly I'm not worried because I will do what I can and the rest is beyond my control. I don't worry about a lot of things that could kill lots of people because I save worrying for things I should be planning to mitigate. Still haven't seen COVID-19 on Netflix yet. As a cripple who barely leaves the house, I don't run into people very often as it is, so I doubt I'll run into a person who has it in the town I'm in. In this thread, suicidal people and realists. I'm an introvert, I'm built for this shit. I'm 70 and very healthy. I'm thin and seldom get sick and never get flu. But my number could be up. If there is a huge outbreak, I'll choose to die at home and leave a hospital bed open for a younger person. I have 3 cats who will need homes. I don't think people are thinking about the number of pets who will be displaced. Animal shelters will need a bunch of help. Buy some extra pet food every time you shop and donate it.